I thought I would try sitting under the light, see if that would help at all. Uh, uh, go. Yeah, that helps a little bit. I don't know. I keep feeling like I'm being pulled to be outside. It was raining earlier, so the ground is a little wet, but that's okay. So I wanted to talk today about the concept of the life path and life purpose. Let's see what card comes out from the angels. The beloved one, Chamuel, I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Chamuel's one of the angels I connect with a lot. And that was one of the things I was thinking about. I've been listening to a lot of channeling from Cryon, and he was talking about having a connection with Source, connection with your parents, and how once you call them and say, I need help, that they won't hang up, that they're always there for you. And he says, it's kind of a faulty thinking that, you know, once you are connected, that you have to keep reconnecting, like with the angels or with God. That once you have connected with Source and you're in that state, you are there. And so I realized that in many ways, before I came, I was connected to Michael, and I asked him to help me before I came, and he's always been there. And so, even though it's nice to talk to him and ask for help, even if I forget to ask, he's there to help me. Anyway, that's just something I thought about today. So, what I would like to talk about is the concept of living on purpose, or having the purpose life, having the life path, the life purpose. So, Dr. Lipton today was talking about when you have a true life purpose, it helps you to live longer. And so I'm thinking maybe some of the reasons that we have such a strong drive to find our life purpose and our life path is to also help us with longevity of our bodies. So my children were telling me how um, their grandma is worried about me because I have retired from dentistry and I've decided to work with healing, a spiritual healer, an energetic healing. And so she's worried that I won't make enough money and that I won't be successful. And I was telling my children that from my perspective, each one of us come to Earth as an Earth school. This is a little tiny part of our existence here in this life. It's like a blink of an eye. And during this blink of an eye, we learn so many lessons. So if you were to ask me, do I regret anything? I don't. I don't regret the past. I don't regret any of the things that might have happened. and that we are where we're at now, and all these lessons I've learned are a big part of it. So I was talking to my kids, and I said, for I just turned 50 this year, and so I'm 50 years old. I've lived for 50 years, and for 22 years I was a dentist, and I was one of the best. I'm an excellent dentist. I am also a prosthodontist. I spent 3 extra years in education with dentistry. I'm a very good dentist, very well educated. And I taught dentistry for at least 10 or more years. So, with 100 students a year, more or less 100 times 10, at least 1,000 people think of me and remember me teaching them dentures. I taught dentures and partials for the class. And I can look back and think, well, there are probably some of the things I taught I would look at differently now. And I was probably stricter in the way I saw things then than I am now. I could look at myself and pick myself apart, or I can say I was one of the best teachers. There are 1,000 people that look back on the experience of having me as a professor with gratitude. So, I consider my first 50 years to be very successful. And the next 100 years will be too. So today I found out that the life expectancy is 140 years. So let's push it a little. So 100 more years. And if we have a life purpose and we're living on purpose, it will help to increase that goal. So as we are living our life purpose and as we are living on purpose, there are different times when we start to feel, why am I here? What's the purpose? What's going on? What is part of this life? What is it all for? But in the end, following that vision and that dream really helps us to expand and grow our lives. And it seems like every few days I have a slightly different concept of what I want to do and how I want to do things. As I've been listening to the channeling from Crown, and he talks a lot about old souls. And I was like, I could be an old soul healer. And one of the main things that old souls need is help in releasing all the trauma from the past lives as well as from this current life. And so, are you an old soul? Are you someone who has spent many lifetimes here on this earth and are affected by those lifetimes? Maybe you're afraid to show who you really are because of past traumas and past difficulties. And maybe you're an old soul that is waking up to your gifts of healing. And a little while ago, I was connecting with other channelers or other messages and thinking of different aspects that I can be as a healer. So I think the one thing I do know is that I'm here to heal. And I'm here to do this. And one of the main things is to sit quietly and to be. So the other day I heard from somebody said, I think it was one of the tarot readers I listened to, that the earth remembers you. And um, as I was sitting on the ground the other day, grounding, and I was sitting in the light of the moon, connecting with the earth, I realized that that is kind of even different than what you might hear. That the earth remembers me, and the earth will help me be who I am, who I'm meant to be, follow my purpose. The earth, grounding and connecting with the earth will help guide me because the earth remembers who I am. The earth remembers who I am. So connecting with the earth is so important. Another thing I learned about the body this week is that our environment really affects our cells. If they take stem cells, and the stem cells are cells that haven't turned into anything yet, and they put them in a certain environment, a certain petri dish, the cells grow into bone. They put them in another environment, they grow into fat cells. So they grow into different cells based on their environment and the way they're cued to grow. And so when we look at our circumstances and where we are in life, we can alter inside our bodies so that no matter what, no matter where we are, we're feeling that feeling of happiness and joy flooding us. And that gives our cells positivity, happiness, and joy. So the more we connect with joy, the healthier we'll be. So if we learn to change that subconscious program, I am happy and joyful. I am healthy and whole. And no matter where we are currently, it'll help to bathe ourselves with that new environment and help them grow into health. So being happy and joyful and living on purpose really helps with longevity and having a long, prosperous, and happy life. Well, it was so nice to talk for a little bit and share some of the things that I've learned and that are going through my mind. And I will talk to you guys later.